Hi, today I'm working on an oil painting, and as you can see, I use a lot of paint, very thick, and I predominantly paint with the palette knife, which is just, you know, a thin piece of metal. Comes in a couple different shapes and sizes. I really like the little one right here. And I'm almost done with my painting. What I'm doing now is just doing some highlight colors around the edge, some leaves. When this sets up a little bit, I'm probably going to work with some shadow. You know, I got my light coming from this angle. You can see the vase here is a little whiter over here than it is here. So obviously the light's being shown coming from here. So I'm going to create some shadow coming in this back area and going up against the wall. I just finished this painting, and when I'm talking about the shadow and everything, you can see it on this painting. The lights on this one's coming from the opposite side over here. You see the shadow on the back of the vase, and then the shadow going here, and of course this side of the wall is darker than this. As I said, I use the knife on this as well. The paint, you know, sometimes is 3/8 of an inch thick. I use the brush a little bit, maybe in the background, a couple other spots, but I would say 95% of it's done with the palette knife. So anyways, what I'm doing here is, like I say, I'm just putting in a couple of these leaves around the perimeter, a couple in the centers. You know, I'm using a white here, cadmium white, and viridian hue green. I love bright colors, bold colors. And so I load up my palette knife, and instead of just one color, I got a couple colors on there. And then what I'm going to do is just find a spot where I think it needs something to happen, and hopefully put in a nice leaf on a, you know, with one attempt here. And so let's just see here. And I like that, so I'll just leave that alone. So I'm going back into my yellow, or I could do the green first. It's just a personal preference. There's no real right or wrong. And let's see. Here's a nice spot here that could use another leaf, I think.
Now, is this Impressionism painting?
This would be Impressionism. One of the men I paint with, Mr. Rick Ziak, he's a very good plein air painter, and he saw this the other day. As a matter of fact, he was painting here at the studio. He said this reminded him of Fauvism painting, and I wasn't real familiar with that, but I looked it up, and you know, he said it's post-impressionism, and
how long have you been painting, Cary?
Well, that question is, I mean, that's hard to say. I mean, the bottom line is I've been doing artwork since I was a little kid. So, you know, it all comes together. I've been doing glass work professionally for almost 35 years. And, you know, the glass work and the sculptural work and everything is showing up in the painting.
What got you started in glass work?
Wanted to learn how to do beveled and cut glass work when I was younger. I wanted to make leaded beveled glass windows. While I'm painting, we're also doing some blown glass work.
So you definitely would you regard yourself as multitasking throughout the day?
Of course, every day is like that. This is my son Levi. He's rounding up a piece.
Now that's beeswax, is it not?
It's wax, yes.
And what's the primary purpose for that?
Keep the metal from sticking to the glass.
We'll flatten this in 1 second. I'll be
Here, you're going to shape that up a little bit with this larger mold. Go lightly in the beginning because the mold's a little cold. But yeah, see how nice that's working for you?
This is the entire Ferguson boys. This is Levi Ferguson. This is Cary Ferguson Jr. And obviously Cary Ferguson Sr. As Cary alluded to earlier, everything done here is made in the United States of America, is manufactured on site. Attention to detail is preeminent. Nothing is rushed. There are no factory seconds here.
Our main focus is making high quality American glass, whether it be cut, blown, anything like that. We mainly focus on doing the higher end products.
There's a lot of dye going in right there, huh?
It's really hot.
What's being done right now? Just flattening that glass, correct?
Big thing is that
Cary Jr. here is sticking this back into the glory hole for a reheat. He keeps turning that to keep it centered on the pipe. As it cools, that color will pop.
okay, we're gonna let this hang off now.
Can I get that torch? Need you flattening some more?
Oh yeah, why not? Why not?
Here we go.
This is one of the larger ones that you've done, isn't it, Cary?
It's probably the largest. Let's flatten that again.
What's your favorite thing about manufacturing, cutting glass, blowing glass?
My favorite thing is the designing and creative process. I love designing and I love making. And I've been lucky because I've been able to do it my whole life. I find a lot of satisfaction in being able to create things of beauty for other people.
So tempted to grab the tip.
And then working with my sons, you know, doing this stuff is really a remarkable experience.
So that's the pipe right there. 9. Hence all the extra effort.
Yeah.
So far today, out of all the ones I've seen, the Ferguson family manufacture, this one is absolutely amazing. It's large, a lot of detail, tremendous amount of cane color, dichroic glass.
Thing's probably still hot. Is it moving on there? Put it down here. At this end. Everybody does it way up here and I gotta move it down there.
What would you say the diameter is of this for the viewers?
This is a 3.5 incher.
Now those char marks that are on the glass, how do those come off?
They just miraculously come over. Look here, watch. They dissipate right while you're watching. When I turn this over, it'll have marks on it, and you'll see them disappear right before your eyes. It's magic. It's the only place in the world this happens, in Marblehead, Ohio. This is a really nice piece here. It's very large. There, look at those spots going away. See that? Actually, that's just from the wood and the heat. You know, we're still probably 1,000 degrees. And when we turn it over, it starts going away. And when we put it in the kiln, it stays in there overnight. By the time we come in the morning, that'll all be gone.
And the reason it stays in the kiln is so you don't get thermal shock. Can you describe what that is?
The best description I can give you is if you throw an ice cube into a glass of water, the ice cube cracks. That is thermal shock. Glass does the same thing. We're working at a couple thousand degrees. If we just let this sit out at room temperature, it would crack. Causes stress in the glass. So we put it in this kiln, which is approximately 950 degrees, and it stays at that temperature all day long till we're done. Then we run a program which reduces the heat by approximately about a degree a minute. And when we come in the morning, it'll be about 150 degrees in there, and then we'll be able to touch the glass. The amazing thing about glass is most artists, when they create things, they're able to touch what they're making. When you do glass work, think about it. The artist never really gets to touch the material other than through tools, metal tools and wood. And so when you think about that, you're not actually able to touch the material till the next day. So we set this kiln, we come in the next day, the glass will be about 150 degrees. We crack the door, let it cool off a little more. When it gets to be about 125, we're able to touch it and hold it. And it's very exciting because sometimes when you have a good day of glass making, you actually can't wait to get in to see what you made yesterday. But sometimes you come in and things crack and break.
What's the most rewarding part of glass work that you find?
Glass? Well, I love working with glass because of its beautiful nature. Glass does what no other material does. The way it reflects light, the transparency of it, the many things you can do with glass. When you think about glass, I mean, it's a metal, and you can grind it, you can cut it, you can polish it, you can sculpt it, you can do anything with it. And the big difference between glass and metal is glass will break, and you can see through it. So it's just a fascinating material, and what it does in light and you know, sunlight and different kinds of light are absolutely amazing. You know, it changes all the time when you see it in different lights. So I think it's a fascinating material to work with. Plastic and acrylic, you know, are kind of neat because you can see through it, but you know, they scratch real easy. And bottom line is, it's plastic. You know, glass is the best.